Hello, sincerely, you're all welcome to this program, a Healing Talk Show. Great thanks to God. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Give your trouble to God. He will be up all night anyway. Say something, somebody.
My name is Moses Mosu. Give your trouble to God. He will be up all night anyway. My take on this is, it reminds us that our God is a God that never sleeps or slumber. So when you give your problems to Him, it assures you that you can be rest assured that your stress and your activeness in that problem is not needed. He will take care of it. Thank you.
My name is Musma David. Give your trouble to God. He will be all night anyways. From this, my opinion is, we have a God who doesn't exist. He's always available to attend to our worries and cares. So why worry? Just bring your problems and cares to Him. He'll take care of them. Thank you.
My name is Odedi Rogbeiro. Give your trouble to God. He will be up all night anyway. We should ensure that no matter the situation we are, that we put all our trust in God. He will see us through.
My name is Selina. Give your trouble to God. He will be up all night anyway. In life, we have challenges, and the challenges are endless. But it is wise that we give all our troubles to God, and we cast all our cares upon God, because He'll be available anytime to help us.
All right, thank you so much. You have spoken well. Yes, God is always there to answer our problems. Anything you bring to Him, it's already a command. He says in Matthew 7:7, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened for you. But there's something missing, and that is you must receive Christ as your Lord and personal Savior. If you don't have Christ in you, your asking may be futile. So it is important that you receive Christ as your Lord and personal Savior. When you ask, He will be there for you. He never sleeps nor slumber, and He has never disappointed anyone, and He will not start with us. So that is my take. All right, we'll go straight to the topic for discussion today. Well, because of the prevailing circumstances, discussion on marriages will never end or will never cease. Therefore, the topic for today's discussion is how to preserve marriages in their situations. We'll take a break now. When we come back, the guests will be introduced. Please don't go away. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
What gives birth to relationship first is love.
Somebody lost his wife, not his first wife. The next question is, why did his first wife die and the second wife die? We have no emotional balance, no emotional control.
Ladies will say, I don't like this man. Why don't you like him? He doesn't beat me. Because my father used to beat my mother.
In Nigeria, we have about 2.2 million people living with disabilities.
Wonderful.
We have the adults who are going through so much stress today, and they can't even have their head up in the society.
You that is bad, you are hitting your wife all the time. Stop beating. Don't turn your wife to punching bag.
Join us every Sunday on Vivid View with Eunice.
You see me, they wear native. It is a planner. It's in a fashion. Anywhere they do their enter chop rice.
I know go give up till he go better for me.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, the topic again is how to preserve marriages in their situations. And with me in the studio is a public analyst or a public speaker. Let's make welcome Adetola Owebo.
Vivid View.
Say and do it. Before discussion proper, please follow us on our social media handles are displayed on the screen. Adetola, you're welcome again.
Thank you so much.
Can we just go straight to the perspective of the subject matter?
Okay, so I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
All right, what's my view on marriages surviving in dire circumstances?
Yes.
You know, I think one of the institutions that have been neglected a bit is the marriage institution. And that's because many people come into marriages without understanding and knowing who they are. They have certain expectations that they cannot even communicate. And by the time they get into marriage, marriage is a partnership, two people. And it's whatever you are bringing to the table that is going to ultimately become multiplied in a lot of ways. And that's what you're going to have. So for a marriage to survive in a dire situation, that means that some certain ingredients must have been in place before that marriage can survive in that dire situation. No, you can't give what you don't have, right? So when you are coming into a marriage and you're not coming in as a whole person, you do not understand yourself. What do you like? What's your experience in life? How are you using that to become a better person so that you can make the other person better? If you have no vision for your life, you have no purpose for your life, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what you're doing. Ultimately, when certain challenges come, your marriage will definitely be tested. And that's going to determine how you survive in that marriage or not. So that's pretty much what I have to say about it.
Because you don't just go into marriage because you see others marrying.
Absolutely.
So I must marry too. Are you prepared? So what are you going to do if trouble comes? Because it must surely come. Where two people who came from different backgrounds are together as husband and wife. You don't expect them to be 100%. There are different beliefs, different upbringings, different do's and don'ts. So the issue must arise in how do you preserve it? How do you do it? That is what we are discussing now. Now, thank you so much for that short and brief response. Should marriages be influenced by economic crisis?
That's an interesting question. Marriages on their own, they have challenges. And that's because we as a human being, you have challenges. I'm sure as you're watching me, even if you're not married, you are 10, you are 15, you are 60, you have some certain challenges that come just because you're a human being. How much more surviving in, economic challenges, right? Sometimes people go into marriage and, nobody can determine how early you are able to have a child. What if the problem is from the woman? What if the problem is from the man? Yeah, so these are certain challenges that happen. Now talking about economic challenge, which we all know is like a prevalent issue that we're in right now. One of the things that I would say to you is that you need to calm down first. And I know that may sound so easy to hear, but the truth is you can't keep running the way you have always been running before, because now you are in a troubled situation. You need to calm down, relax, and ask yourself the most important things. Sometimes people go into marriages without having a vision, right? Your vision will determine your behavior in the journey of that marriage. So when the challenges come, when the economic crisis come, the financial crisis come, whatever challenge, the in-law crisis come, you begin to react anyhow because you don't have a vision.
That.
In-law crisis, You begin to act anyhow because before time, you did not have a laid out plan. Now I know, economic challenge is what's in the nation. So you probably did not plan for that. But change is the only constant thing in life. And as a human being, as two people that are married, you must be flexible, right? How have you determined before you came into that marriage that you would handle issues? And that's one of the problems. People don't actually discuss in depth, because the truth is you will never be able to determine the challenges that you will have in life. You can't, because, we're limited as human beings, right? So now that there is an economic crisis, you calm down. Two parties, you need to come together and ask yourselves, what do we really want in this marriage? Now, I know a lot of people act based on expectations and assumptions, right? So you always assume that this person that I married would always be like this, would always have this level of money, would always have these in-laws, you think that your life is going to be in that perfect frame, right? And when those challenges come, it seems like, what is happening, right? So after calming down, you have a vision and you ask yourselves, what can we control? Because many people don't take into consideration that they cannot control everything. And I would ask you, can you control the rise of the dollar today? Possibly not. Can you control the rise of the pound sterling today? Possibly not. Can you control? You don't even know the government policies that will be in existence by tomorrow, right? So, but what you need to do, don't bother yourself about that. And what I mean by that is the things that you cannot control, the things that you know that either ways, there's really nothing that you can do about them. Don't let them get to you, right? You have your vision, have your strategy, have your plans, right? Have your budget. You now know that perhaps you need to cut costs, right? I mean, we're talking about economic crisis. Now you know that whatever resources you had before, whatever disposable income you had before, it might be limited right now. So you begin to ask yourselves, what are the options that we can use to survive in this climate, right? Like I was telling somebody. So you ask yourself, if I probably had so amount of money that I could play with before, now you know that that money is reduced, because I'm sure you go to the market where I live in, and whatever amount you bought something today, by the time you go back tomorrow, it has probably doubled. You know, there's an increase in price. So you begin to ask yourself, what are the options? Do I need to eat rice 3 times a week? You know, what do you need to cut down? The transportation, instead of driving, can you hitch a ride with somebody, right? Can you walk some distances instead of saying that you must take a bus or tricycle or something? These are the times to adjust yourself, right? And when somebody refuses to adjust him or herself, those are the things that now make the marriage difficult. But you must understand that flexibility is the thing that helps you to withstand challenges, helps you to move ahead in life, and ultimately, whatever may seem like a crisis, you are able to breeze through in life.
That is very correct. We need to be adaptable.
Absolutely.
We must adapt as as time goes on, to follow the situation on ground. They want to remain. I must eat this one. Oh no, what changing? I don't care. No, especially from we, the female side. So we need to understand with our husband the situation that we're going in and discuss, re-strategize how to run your home. Not the time to say, no, I was not born to suffer. I'm not coming here to suffer. Who is born to suffer? If I may ask. So this is a very critical time, and we need to really look at it properly. If you really want your marriage to work, and it's also my desire and prayer that our marriage will work. We'll take a break now. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. We are still discussing how to preserve marriages in their situations. You have already opened it very clearly, and I'm sure your introduction is clear with the answers you're also given. But that's also take us to this one. It says, what are the qualities that make a spouse feel most secure on the family?
Oh, great. You know, security is a needed thing, especially for a woman, you know. We need all the security we can get from our partners, our spouses, our husbands, right? So how do you reinforce security for a woman or in a married relationship, you know? And the first thing I would say is that as a man or as the husband, you must consciously say these things to your wife, to your partner. You must assure her of your love. You must let her know, because you are a human being. She's not inside you. She can't read your mind, you know. And the only way that she would be able to understand what you have inside you is when you say it out, right? So you must say it out, affirm it, and say it to her.
And women love to hear that.
We love to hear it. We love to hear it. It makes us feel good, right? So you must be open. Open means that you are able to see situations and tell her, express yourself without feeling that she's going to judge you, right? So you must give her ultimate attention. I mean, everybody understands that. There's no how you give a person attention and the person will not feel secure that, oh, this person really has my interest at heart, right? So you must give her undivided attention. You must show that you love her. Showing is by affirming those words. Then you must remain focused, always telling her that, look, this is what I have in store. And that means that you are able to plan the future together. I mean, if you are talking about the future with somebody, definitely the person is going to trust you. You must be loyal to the person. You must respect this person. You must honor this person. You must be empathetic with this person. That means maybe if the person is not in a very good mood, you are able to understand, right? What is empathy? It's putting yourself in that person's shoes, right? You are able to see things from her perspective, you know, and ultimately this person will know that, oh, this guy really, truly, you know, loves me, and I can see, and the person is secured in the marriage as a whole.
Yeah, thank you so much for what you have already said. I just want to add that there's also be a place for communication, so that they need to communicate them to themselves. And you already mentioned love. There should be place for forgiveness. There should place, they should be able to check each other's back too. Watch each other's back. These are things they will do that will make them feel secured. That love you professed earlier, or you mentioned earlier, is also very, very key. Women like us want to hear "I love you" all the time. So men, you shouldn't be tired of saying that. You can also find your, pet names that also be very, very good, But like I said earlier, I don't like babe. I don't like babe. I don't call my husband babe. My husband don't call me babe. You may say it's our own time. We are old school. Because when you call this babe, they will treat you like a baby. The man will treat you like a baby, or the woman also treat you like a baby. So look for other sweet names that are not those babe for me. Because all the babe now, we're not seeing it work very well. So look at that sweet names like honey, like whatever, sweetie, mine, and all those stuff will be better. Like I was trying to say that calling my children kids, no, they are children. Kids meant for goats. So my children are children. That's how I don't say my kids are your kids. No, I don't believe in all those ones personally anyway. And so this is what we want to add to this. So these are part of things you do to make your marriage, secure. And they say, are there challenges that couples should overcome together?
Yes, I mean, that's why it's a marriage, That's why it's a marriage. That's, two people pulling their forces together so that they can have better results. And that's pretty much what marriage is all about, right? We know that there are various challenges that will come in marriage. And marriage is not because a person is good. You can have two good people and they're actually having challenges, because challenges are a part of life. Like I said earlier, I'm sure you're here in this place. If you are 20, you have probably failed an exam before. I can assure you, right? In one way or the other, you have probably been walking and then you tripped. Those are the things that happen in life. As long as you are a human being walking in this life, there will definitely be challenges. So how will couples, should they face challenges together? And I think that's the beauty of marriage. Two people, exchanging their strengths so that they can get ideas, so that they can have better outcome, So I can be, someone that gets angry easily, but I have somebody that, tells me that, look, there are certain ways you can handle yourself. It's not every time that you fly off the handle and get angry this way. That is me respecting and my husband helping me on that journey to let me know that anger is not always the way to go, right? So in dealing with a particular issue, if he comes on the journey with me to help me see that I have this weakness, he has already helped me to behave better in that situation. So definitely in all situations, at all times, couples should come together to handle whatever challenge, whatever situation, whatever difficulty that they are both facing, because they have the ability to have a multiplied result. Thank you.
That's also key in health-wise as well. If it's the wife that is sick, the man shouldn't run away. So no, I don't think I can do that. But forgetting that you say for better, for worse, so, in health and in sickness. So this is a part of, because with my findings, most people will just abandon their spouse when they are not well. And that is not good enough. So when this guy challenge comes up, stay together with the man. Even you being by the side of that man or by the side of that woman, we even heal her faster than abandoning her. So these are challenges you can meet up. You can never tell. But nobody prays for all this hard one. But if it comes, please take it up in prayers and whatever you can do than abandoning your partner. So we'll take a break now. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. In case I just joined us, we're still discussing how to preserve marriages in their situations. And it will take me now for us to continue our discussion. And it says, again, how can one now preserve the marriages now to make it stronger amidst the challenges?
Okay. So, how can you preserve your marriage? How can you make it stronger?
I mean, it's a challenge because there are challenges, obviously.
The challenges are a part of life and they would always come. Whether you want it or you don't want it, whether you pray for it or not. I mean, like I said earlier, challenges are just, a part of life. The first thing I would say to you is that you need to be intentional. You need to be deliberate. A good marriage is not going to fall on you because you're a good person. You're a nice person. You're a kind person. No. A good marriage is not going to fall in your laps. One of the laws that I love most is Newton's first law of motion, and it says all objects continue to be at a state of rest except acted on by an external force, right? So your marriage will just be complacent, will just be there, except you actually put strategies or systems in place for the marriage to work effectively. Yes. So you must be intentional about it. You must be deliberate, committed. So it takes a lot of commitment. Yes, you must be committed to seeing the success of that marriage, right? You must communicate openly. I said initially, there's no how I can know what is going on inside of you. I don't read minds, right? So you must be able to tell your partner, this is what I feel, this is what is happening around me, this is what I think, then you exchange opinion. Then, the person tells you, okay, no, this is it, this is not it, right? So you must communicate appropriately. Then you must respect one another. If you want the marriage to last, you must respect one another. You must be patient. You must be patient. And these are the normal virtues that we exhibit day by day. Even within the office space, right? You must be patient with people. How much more your spouse, the person that you are professing your love to, So you must be patient. You must learn to forgive easily. In fact, someone said, marriage is for two good forgivers, meaning that if you cannot forgive, marriage is not for you, right? Because the other person would offend you, whether intentionally or unintentionally. It's just life, right? You must communicate effectively. You must forgive. You must be patient. You must be committed. You must give that person undivided attention. You must plan together. You must have a vision and a goal, because some marriages are not going anywhere because there's no vision, there's no goal. But what do you really want in this marriage? Those are the things that will make the marriage survive, in times of crisis, because you know that there's a goal ahead of you. And that's what two of you are actually working towards, and then you are improving yourself, because it's a thing of, if you don't have value, you can't give value. That's what you're bringing to the table. You can't give what you don't have. If you don't have all the values and the virtues that make for a responsible person who is always on the journey of learning and growth, then definitely you may not have that to contribute into the marriage, right? So you must make sure that you are consciously engaging yourself to bring out the best in you, so that ultimately you can bring out the best in your partner as well. And definitely you would have a beautiful marriage.
And definitely you have a beautiful home, a beautiful marriage, as you just said. So we also need to trust. It's very, very key in marriage.
Yeah.
Especially women suspect their husbands a lot, or even vice versa. What's their sense? How can I stay in the house with you and you don't even have a heart of trust on me? It doesn't work. So you must trust yourself. Your husband travel, hey, where must be now? No, especially women, they go and carry the man photo check. You will see what you're looking for. So what's your problem? Keep your hands set by yourself. That's how it's supposed to be. So there must be trust. There must be faithfulness too. I don't believe it's only woman that will be faithful to the husband. The husband, as a man, as African man, has right to, to have some chicks outside or even marry more. No. Bible says bed undefiled. That means for both parties. So you must be faithful to yourselves, because you saw other women before you pick Angelina. You saw other men before you pick John. So you must be faithful with that we have taken, and that will help you to solve a lot of problems. So when you are faithful, you can see that you bond properly. You'll be always very close. Anywhere they see you see me most times. That's how it's supposed to be, because that is also the mind of God towards marriage. He wants marriage to last. He knew that, and he said it's not easy for a man to be alone. You don't need a companion, and God gave you that companion. So treat that companion God gave you as one, especially you, the man, who is the head of the family. There's no way a woman will come and struggle your position in the family. Every woman knows that man is the head of the family. And by the time you start reminding your wife, don't you know how to hold that family, you're already a failure, because she knew. And so let us take our responsibility, play our roles properly. Then you see that marriage will last. In any situation at all, marriage will last, because we know what we're supposed to do and we'll do it at that right time. Then we'll take a break. Now we'll come back. We enter question and answer session. Vivid View.
Say and do it.